Let everyone know they're being recorded. You're being recorded. All right. All right. All right, guys. Welcome back to the pod. Another NBA edition. You guys see who I have with me. If you're listening, why are you not on the YouTube channel by now? Make sure to remember to like and subscribe to videos. Comment down below who you think is going to win the NBA championship. It damn sure ain't gonna be the Lakers, which Javar, we unfortunately have to discuss in today's episode. But how are you doing, man? Welcome back to the show. It's good to see you, man. Let's just get into it. We got a lot of things to discuss.
Yeah, man, doing good, doing good. Good to see you too. Yeah, wish our Lakers were, taking advantage of the good health we're seeing from LeBron and AD, but it's just the season has been screwed, and I don't have much faith that we're going to turn it around like last year. But guess it depends on
Yeah,
matchups.
yeah, yeah. We are done. But look, I don't want to start the pod talking about these Neros because this is gonna put me in a bad mood. So let's talk about somebody that's actually good, like the Boston Celtics, our nemesis. They are rolling. I mean, they've been the best team in the NBA all year. They've looked as good as advertised. I mean, once they got Kristaps Porzingis and Drew Holiday for a bag of potato chips, as LeBron called it, we knew that they would be formidable. And man, they have like the highest point differential in the league. They've got the best home record in the league. They got the best record in the league. It looks like they cannot be stopped. What do you think, man? Do you think that the Boston Celtics? Do you think that this is their year? I mean, as we record this, we're only like a month from the playoffs, so this is pretty much who we're gonna get. So what do you think about this Boston Celtics team, and do you think they can go all the way?
I mean, it's tough. Like the games they do end up losing, it's kind of like, they lost to the Nuggets, or they lost to the Warriors, months ago or whatever. Like whenever they do lose, it's kind of like a big deal. People want to highlight that something might be wrong with them when it gets to the playoffs. But at the end of the day, that's all we can do because yeah, they are dominating all season, all year long. It's interesting that none of their guys are really in the running for like end of the season rewards
Mm-hmm.
awards. I don't think Coach Missoula's up for Coach of the Year. So
No.
um, nobody's up for Defensive Player of the Year or MVP. They don't have all NBA guys, but um, yeah, for a team that dominant, you would think they'd be kind of sweeping up some awards, but whatever. Maybe just because everybody's is kind of like I was about to say, we're just all that matters is the playoffs for these guys, and we've seen it all since Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown has been there. They've had great regular seasons. They made it far into the playoffs, made it to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Um, None of them have won, individual end of season awards yet. But at this point, I think people are just kind of seeing: are y'all frauds, or are y'all actually going to win something for real? Like when the opportunity presents itself, they don't really have any excuses as long as they stay healthy. They've got everything you can need. Probably the best six in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's just going to come down to can they execute the playoffs, man. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you see any
It's.
cracks?
I mean, yeah, but it's always funny when people bring up the Boston Celtics because it's almost like with bated breath. It's almost just like, yeah, like they're good now, but and they've been so good this year. I don't know if we can use the but anymore. Like we gotta just kind of see what they do, man. And I think in literally every series that they face this year, they should be favored to win. Like if they start out with the Miami Heat, which very well could happen as Miami's in a play-in, they should sweep the Miami Heat. Like there
Or the
shouldn't be no
Sixers?
questions. Yeah, yeah. I mean, come on, the Sixers are food. Um,
Well, I
but
mean,
like,
Embiid's back healthy. I don't know, but well, they usually are a pretty good matchup against the Sixers. So yeah.
yeah. But yeah, like there shouldn't be no 6 or 7 game series for these guys, at least in the first 2 rounds. That's my opinion. Uh, and I'm assuming that they're going to win the championship this year. Unless they face the Denver Nuggets. That is like the only team that I can see them conceivably losing to in a 7 game series.
The Nuggets
But
swept them this year, right?
they
2-0.
did, but we don't,
It's only two
regular
games. Yeah.
season versus it's only 2 games. Regular season, we don't know if they run a back to back and 4 games or 5 nights and all that jazz. So playoffs are different. We understand that, but I just think, bro, Jokic is just so good. Like I don't think that Porzingis can do anything with him. And just like any other team, they can't afford to double Jokic because then Jamal Murray's going to get you for 40. Michael Porter Jr. is playing out this world. He's going to drop 25 on 5 threes. Aaron Gordon's going to dunk on your entire team. Contavious Caldwell Pope is going to hit everything. And then they've got guys off the bench like Brown or one of the Holiday brothers or whoever is going to come off their bench and be a hero that night. So, I mean, the Nuggets are just they're annoying. But anyway, the Celtics, if they face anybody aside from the Denver Nuggets, they should be favored to win this series. And you're right, they 100% have zero excuses this year. I think that they are going to win the championship because I don't think the Nuggets are going to make it to the NBA Finals this year. But we'll see. We'll see. Or at least I'm hoping that they don't.
So, I mean, who is the best? Who is the best contender against the Celtics in the East? In your opinion, who matches up best with them?
So,
if there's any,
there's like really nobody.
Why is it not Miami Heat?
Because the Heat are cooked this year. I thought that last year and they proved me wrong, so they're gonna have to prove me wrong again because this team.
How many times you got to think that every year? They just want to get in, man. They don't care. They change. They just flip the switch.
I'm sorry, bro. I do not like what I see from them on a night-to-night basis. They're banged up. They're not healthy. Jimmy Butler just doesn't care, and he explicitly does this every year. He does not care about the regular season. Playoff time, he's averaging like 28, 8, and 8. Like I get it. But what about the rest of these guys? Like y'all are relying on freaking Patty Mills, like to be like one of your best scorers. Like y'all are relying on Bam Adebayo and Duncan Robinson and guys like that. Like,
isn't Terry Rozier still hurt?
He's back now, but he hasn't been a huge contributor as of late anyway. But I mean, look, if the Celtics lose in the first round, you wouldn't be surprised. Like you wouldn't be like, what?
At this point, I don't think I'd be that surprised because the Heat just really hold their they year after year. There's just a different team in the playoffs. Like Spoelstra steps up his coaching. They squeeze every little piece of juice out of this lemon. You know, they I don't know, man.
That's crazy. That's actually insane.
I think Celtics fans will probably admit that they're probably scared of the Heat, honestly, because they just you don't really know. They're kind of just playing possum, man. I don't know.
That's insane. Let's talk about the Milwaukee Bucks a little bit. The number 2 seed who fired their coach mid-season. They got Doc Rivers. It's pretty much been the same, in my opinion. I don't think they're any better or any worse with Doc Rivers.
They look happier.
Maybe
that's something.
Okay. And I do think Dame is playing a little better, a little freer. But I mean, I don't know, man. This Bucks team this year is really weird too. Maybe they're just resting on the fact that if they can get into like it feels like everybody's like, well, just wait till the playoffs. I mean, but wow, like the regular season has to count for something. Like you've got to build something in a regular season. You can't just turn it on. I mean, Giannis, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez. I think those are the only guys that were there when they won that championship that are still left. So it's not like this
Middleton.
team is.
He's always in and out the lineup. Yeah.
Yeah. So damn, that's 4 key guys. But yeah, I mean, do you see the Bucks as like scary, or do you think they have any chance of beating the Celtics?
I mean, I don't know. It's tough because you know they're changing coaches mid-season. They're playing more or less the same, except now they're doing a little bit more pick and rolls. And they just look a little happier. But really, it's just they're for a team that's 20 games over 500, right? It's a lot of people just don't like what they see. I guess because they're winning so closely, and Giannis just got to carry. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, if Giannis just is too hard to handle for like the Celtics, that could be a huge factor now. And now everybody's playing 40 minutes a game, and he may just be a load. Like, despite their faults, I mean, Giannis still is probably in contention for best all-around two-way player in the game. Like, I think Jokic is the best player, but like when it comes to all-around play, like Giannis is a fantastic defender and dominant offensive player. So There's a chance, basically, what I'm trying to say, that the Bucks could just be a load because Giannis is still an amazing player and he's better than anybody on the Celtics. And when you got the best player in the series, you still have a chance to win the series. But if things are, all else equal to an extent, so I don't
Hmm.
know. Um, what I don't know is why is Dame Lillard just like food for everybody? Like, is he always this bad on defense? Like I don't know, man. It seems like everybody getting career highs against the Bucks, like
Yeah,
guards.
opposing team point guards are like dominating the Bucks, like night in and night out, which is crazy. And I really only know that because of sports betting and player props. Like
Because
people
you
are,
always bet the over on
oh
whoever the
yeah,
Bucks
oh
is
yeah,
playing. Yeah.
yep. Like whoever the Bucks are playing, I'm like, all right, let's see. Tyrese Halliburton, he's having a big game tonight. Or going over. And yeah, I
Isn't that the
mean,
game D'Lo had like 45 or something like that against them fools? Yeah.
yeah, it was, yeah, career high though. So
Without
yeah,
LeBron, so, like I don't know. Like on one hand, I like the talent is just still too good for the Bucks for me to give up on, but I can't put a finger on what the hell's going on over there.
so I mean, I don't think any of us imagines that they were struggling in the first round. Well, unless they get the Heat again, because the Heat are so scary. Nah, I want the Heat out of here in 4 games. Like I'm sick of all this talk. Like, I'm sick of it. Um, but
Hear you.
shoot, I mean, out of the current playing schedule, I don't think. I mean, honestly, depending on when or if Embiid comes back, Philly might fuck around and miss the playoffs. But it's just crazy because of the kind of season that they've had. But
I don't know. They're pretty set. I think in that eighth spot. They're
well, yeah,
what four and a half
they're either
games
going to
up over the
be
Bulls.
6, 7, or 8.
So
But
you just think they would actually lose in the play-in? What do you think?
yes, yeah, basically, yeah. Like I think they have a good shot of losing, just because I don't think that Embiid is going to have much basketball left after sitting out and then trying to ramp up. Um, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
I just
I think
think
it's
I
overthought.
think with 70% MB, they're just way better than the Bulls with the Hawks.
I don't,
But they might get
I don't
swept in the
know, bro.
first round. But I just think they should be able to win. I mean, they might even be
Win
able to beat
one game.
Miami. Honestly, yeah, just one game. I think they should be able to win that game. Nick Nurse. It's just in a series. I just don't think they'll be able to do nothing
Mm.
with a 70% Embiid in what they have right now against as
Yeah,
an 8 seed or a 7 seed against the Celtics or the Bucks.
yeah,
If they could get it together and get back up back to that sixth or fifth, they should be okay. But yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. Embiid was having an MVP season. They were what, second seed, third seed, and
hmm
man, it's just
just been rolling
abysmal.
down that hill.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers, one of the teams that has replaced them. They've been one of the hottest teams in the league since the new year. Donovan Mitchell, before the All Star break anyway, was just absolutely a flamethrower. He's since been in and out of the lineup with injuries. I believe he has like a nose fracture now, so he'll be out for the next 2 weeks or so. But um, let's just say that by the time the playoffs start, this team is going to be number 3 or number 4. And they've got a healthy Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, who's also out. He should be back by the time the postseason starts. They've got Jared Allen, who's been balling this year. I think he should have been an all-star. Um, I am really hot on this Cleveland Cavaliers team, man. I pretty much have been all season. Pretty sure I said before the season starts that I consider them a dark horse. I wouldn't be surprised if they knock off a Milwaukee or a Boston in a 7-game series. I don't think it's that likely, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Cavs were the team to do it. What do you think about the Cleveland Cavaliers, man? Because they've kind of overachieved, in my opinion. Like I don't think anybody thought that they would be a number 3 seed in the Eastern Conference.
You just thought they would.
No, me, I said that, but I don't think that the talking heads thought that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, to an extent, I kind of thought they would be, yeah, fourth or fifth. I didn't think as high as third. I don't know. I'm just not that high on their roster makeup. I like what they're trying to do, but I just feel like they need. Like I don't like my team being led by small guards. Okay, now it works a little bit because they have you're so large in the front court, but I also just feel like Evan Mobley hasn't taken the steps that I've been wanting. Like I remember being really high on this guy, thinking he was going to be like an AD type, or at least, and he's kind of just seems content with just being a great defensive player without expanding his offensive game, expanding his range, trying things. Um, letting guys like Chet Holmgren just kind of lap him. So it's like, okay, um, I guess he's not a unicorn, but then he's just a good player, and that's okay. Uh, so with that said, I think their ceiling is a little lower because I think Mobley, if he was their best player, like offensively, like a go-to guy, then they would be in a better spot. But I've seen the Donovan Mitchell leadership experience, and I don't want it. Like he's a second round at best, and he's a chucker in the playoffs, and he's not. It's just not gonna get you far. So
Damn. Okay. Well, I think I don't know. I mean, I feel like Donovan Mitchell steps it up in the postseason. I feel like he's reliable. He is a chucker. I mean, he's gonna shoot 30 times. But I would rather him shoot than him be passive, especially in the postseason when I need him.
I
Uh,
just got a bad taste in my mouth that I got punked by the Knicks last year.
okay. Well, yeah. I mean, look. I think this year they have guys like Okoro and Max Strus, George Niang, guys that can help them spread the floor. So Donovan Mitchell has more room to work. Garland has more room to work. And man, I feel like Jared Allen has really taken that step. Like Jared Allen has like a free throw line jumper, which I've never seen him shoot a jump shot before. Like if there was a gun in my head, if they would be like shoot like Jared Allen right now, like I wouldn't know what to do. But like he's knocking it down consistently. He's still a crazy lob threat. He's still a really good defender. He's a great rebounder. I mean, Donovan Mitchell had that in Rudy Gobert, but Rudy Gobert couldn't shoot, so he would get played off the floor in the postseason. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm just a little higher on them, which we knew, but uh, don't be surprised, man. Don't be surprised if these Cavs knock off somebody in this postseason.
Theoretically, would you pick them over the Phoenix Suns in a series?
Would I pick them over the Suns in a 7-game series? Wow. Who has home court advantage? Well, I guess we could just do it now. Who's probably them?
It would be Cavs.
It would be the Cavs.
Yeah.
I don't think so. No,
Okay.
but that's just because of Kevin Durant.
Okay. What about over the Dallas Mavericks?
uh, yes, I would pick them
You
right
pick the
now
Cavs?
over the Mavericks. Not to say that it wouldn't go 7, and not to say that Luka wouldn't average 50, but I think that they have a better team. Yeah, than the Dallas Mavericks. Yeah.
All right.
Which
What
is,
about the Lakers? Just gonna go on and say it.
I think that they have the recipe to beat the Lakers. They've got a big
Because they
nigga
got
that
the
will
size.
bruise AD, and they got a quick guard that'll just get by anybody we got on the perimeter. So
Basically, what I'm trying to say is, I think the Cavs will be like in the play-in in the West. Basically, they're not to say they're a bad team or anything like that. I just think that it's just interesting. The third seed in the East, are they really that good? I don't know.
okay, I think they are, but hey, time will tell. Let's talk about the Orlando Magic, man, who have gotten basically no love on the pod from us. They've been
You been giving them some
interesting.
love. You like the Magic.
I know, but I mean, it's interesting. Like I think I saw a stat yesterday. They started the season like I don't know 20-21 or something like that. No, that can't be right.
Really, I thought they
Basically,
had a hot start.
yeah. So yeah, that was just a lie I saw. Anyway, yeah, look, they're the number 4 seed, 42-28. Paolo Banchero triple double last night. And gets Zion and the Pelicans. Unfortunately, Brandon Ingram got hurt. We'll discuss that later. But yeah, man, Orlando, like Jamal Mosley's got these guys playing hard. They have one of the best defenses in the league. They've got a lot
extension.
of yep. Got an extension. They've got a lot of young, hungry guys. Paolo, Franz Wagner, Gary Harris, who also just got hurt. Sucks. He stays hurt.
Sucks.
Jalen Suggs, man, I really like Jalen Suggs, man. I really like Jalen Suggs. I think
He's
he's
not
a
what I
good
thought he was.
point guard.
He's kind of like a defensive kind of
Yeah.
game manager point guard.
Yeah, which is very important. Like that's a leader. Like
Yeah.
that's like a guy you really need. Wendell Carter Jr. still down there. Jonathan Isaac. Like I really like their little young running up and down Orlando team, man. What have you seen from them this season?
Were they the ones who did the whole black dick thing?
Yes. Which was hilarious. I loved it. I loved it, man. People forget like these kids are like 19, 20 years old. Like of course they're young and immature. Like, yeah, like it's funny. It was funny.
So what? There's a kid on their team that's
Anthony Black,
black, and then they went against who is somebody
the
on the Hawks,
Raptors.
the Raptors. Okay,
Raptors was Grady
Grady
Dick.
Dick. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that was funny. They knew what they was doing.
They did, of course. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Grady Dick was like, yeah, nah, man, me and Ant, we been playing together since we was in middle school, man. That's my guy. Of course, I got a jersey swap with him. Okay, bro, sure, sure.
But yeah, man, they're a good, exciting young team. This is a huge leap for them because
Yep.
they were kind of just toiling around, not making playoffs last year. Right now, they're jumping into a home court advantage. So this is huge. Despite however the playoffs go for them, this is big. Big jump, big great experience. So it's exciting, man. I don't really know what else they need. They just need these guys to develop. They kind of have
Hmm.
all the positions covered right now. You kind of just see what you have. I don't think they need to rush in and try to do anything right now.
Yeah, it's interesting. Them and OKC are kind of like very oddly placed, where I think they might be a little too good too soon. I mean, obviously Oklahoma City is the outlier. Like they've got Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, they're the number one seed in the West, but they've got so many assets, and they're so young. Like Paolo is just coming off his rookie year, and he's gotten better. Franz Wagner, I mean, people saw it late last year. Like people were like, okay, hold on now, who's this other Wagner kid? Um, he's coming on really strong. I feel like nobody's talking about them because there's just no expectations for them. Like I don't think anybody expects them to even win a playoff series, and they're kind of just happy to be there. But I do want to give them some love, man, because to me the regular season does matter, and I think it's important that they build this because they're only going to be better next year. So I just want to give some love to the Orlando Magic, man. I'm happy for them.
What's crazy about Paulo is that it's not like he is putting up crazy numbers,
Hmm.
but he's just more efficient and just, I guess, more of a presence out there.
Yeah.
It's interesting development. Where do you see him like in his prime? Like what kind of numbers do you think he'll be putting up? What type of tough guy is this?
Um, that is interesting. So I
Like,
mean,
can he be your number one that really leads you to like a contending type team, or is he more just like, an all-star player, just perennial all-star, really good player, but
yeah. I don't know if he can be the number one. I don't know if I've seen that skill set from him yet. But that doesn't mean that he can't grow into that, and that because like, he's only in his second year, so obviously he's only going to get better. He's only going to add more to his game. But as it stands right now, I don't see number one like face of a franchise championship banner guy. But I don't mean that as a diss, even though it sounds like it. I think he'd be a great number two. I think if he was on a team like the Bucks, or even if you replace him with like Randall on the Knicks,
I was
like
gonna say, is he like a better Randall like in the future? Like, I mean, what more is he really?
yeah, like but I mean like Randall's a good piece. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
think
It's
I think
crazy when
he
I,
can really
I
help
I
them.
thought about this the other day, like our former Lakers, like how all these guys are just developed into this, maybe not superstars, but everybody's like kind of reached their potential as stars just about to an extent, except for Lonzo, who's only because of injury, and he was well
Hmm.
on his way.
Yeah, yep. Shout out to Ingram, Kuz, Josh Hart, Randall.
Randall,
Yep. D'Lo.
D'Lo back with the Lakers, yeah, doing things. So
Yeah, man. I do want to talk about the New York Knicks because they are a team that has been in kind of a weird position due to injuries themselves. They lost Mr. Mitchell Robinson early, but he's supposed to be back before the postseason. They lost Randall, who's also supposed to be back before the postseason. They made a whole bunch of trades, but honestly, the only trade that's really worked out for them is the OG Anunoby deal because them getting Bogdanovich and Alec Burks has meant absolutely nothing. Like this nigga Bogdanovich has been ass for
I
them.
don't know. I mean, I guess people just gave him a pass because just assuming the Pistons were so bad that he was just getting masked. But uh, yeah, he couldn't do anything with the Pistons. And Alec Burks, I mean, he was some of the reason why they was losing. Like he was doing some of the stupid shit ever when he was with the Pistons. So
Yeah.
I
I
don't
just
know.
figured that he would get more opportunity, but I'm speaking about Bogdanovich, but they've got him playing 20 minutes off the bench, and if he misses his first few shots, he doesn't see the floor again. Tibbs is playing like Josh Hart 48 minutes,
Yeah,
and
Tibbs is gonna prioritize defense. So if he
like
ain't making shots,
this dude
you
is
can't do nothing for him.
yeah, Tibbs is insane. First of all, like the fact that we've got guys playing 48 minutes a night and playing like an entire half regularly is crazy. Like, holy shit. But anyway,
That's how he's always been. I mean,
yeah,
that's
it is. Yeah,
so,
yeah, yeah. It's probably why Derrick Rose got hurt, but whatever.
so
We'll need to attack that.
well,
Um,
dang, poor guy.
Taj Gibson. Taj Gibson's
Taj
like
Gibson.
42, bro.
Yeah, he ran these dudes through the ground, man. Yeah, so yeah.
Joakim Noah was only playing. He was only able
Joakim
to play
Noah, I
like
mean,
7 seasons because he was
his
playing
knees
48
exploded.
minutes.
Yeah.
Damn, Jalen Brunson. Sorry, buddy. But look, let's assume that everybody's going to be healthy. And let's assume that Jalen Brunson is going to be as good as he's been in the regular season. How far do you think the New York Knicks can go? I don't think that anybody imagines them losing in the first round against the Orlando Magic if the playoffs were to start today. Obviously, we don't know the seedings, but do you think that the Knicks could knock off a Boston or Milwaukee?
Man, if you'd asked me this earlier in the season, I kind of would have thought, yeah, but now even if everybody's healthy, they won't have enough time to like get the chemistry and get conditioning and all that.
Yeah.
So, I don't really see it. I do think where they are now in the fifth seed against the Magic, I think that's a good matchup for the Knicks. But the Celtics coming after that is going to be tough, I feel like. So, yeah, I feel like they were potentially on a roll to be like a dark horse like team that could upset somebody in the playoffs back like in December,
hmm
and before the All-Star break. But yeah, once Randall got hurt, and kind of just still looks kind of grim on Mitchell Robinson. They keep saying he's going to come back, but will he be able to play pain free, or does he need a surgery? I mean, what's going on here? So, um, I don't know. I feel like injuries kind of are ruining their season a little bit, but hey, this season has been about trying to build for the next step. Okay, Brunson's still getting better. They're getting OG Anunoby. They seeing proof of conceptually he fits pretty good with the Knicks and what they're trying to do. So they shouldn't have a problem paying him this summer. I feel like, even though it's going to cost a lot, and then go from there. And then try to see who's that superstar that wants to go to the Knicks or wants to get traded or whatever. So I think they're in a good spot. I think they're in a good spot because they still have all their assets, have all their draft picks. So
They
yeah,
got cap space.
they got cap space. Yeah, if I was a Knicks fan, cross your fingers and hope that guys get healthy and you get lucky in the playoffs and whatnot. But even then, I kind of always had them as like a maybe a second round ceiling, maybe best case conference finals to lose to the Celtics or something like that. But where the seating is now, it's they'd probably be best. They probably should feel good about a second round exit, all things considered, as long as they put up a fight and don't get swept. But
hmm Okay. What about the Indiana Pacers, man? This is a team again that I've been really high on pretty much all year. They've dealt with a myriad of injuries. It's very unfortunate. Tyrese Halliburton has been god awful since the All-Star break. Really, since he had the hamstring injury before they traded for Pascal. But
he's out here
um,
trying to make that minimum game limit.
yeah, right. I'm trying to give him a pass because I mean he's spoken on it like on multiple podcasts. He's like, yeah, like I am trying to make this minimum game limit. Like I'm trying not to sit out games because like if I don't play the 65, that affects the end of season awards, and the end of season awards affects the bonuses, and it's all tied together. So I get it, but man, like he has been like really bad. And they're only going to go as far as he takes them. So obviously it's not over. Nothing's decided. He could be Tyrese Halliburton once the postseason starts and we forget all this ugliness that we're seeing now. But how high are you, if at all, on the Indiana Pacers? Because I feel like, and also a really big thing, they lost Benedict Mathurin. He went down with
For
an
the
injury.
season,
I think
right?
he's out for the season, which really sucks. And they traded away Buddy Hield, which whatever. But anyway, what do you think? What do you think about the Pacers?
Oh yeah, man, Halliburton is really his jumper. He just hasn't had
Yeah.
it. Like his 3-point is putrid, and he's still shooting like 7 a game. Like it was in March, it's down to 17.6% in March,
Lovely.
21% since the All-Star game. I mean, since
Yeah.
post All-Star. So yeah, this is rough, man. For someone who takes so many threes to that ugly jumper, it's and it's I feel bad for him because yeah, he's clearly just laboring out there trying to tough it out while trying not to do too much to get hurt. Um, So, but with that said, he can't play like that in the playoffs. So,
Mm-mm.
what is that going to mean for them? I don't know. So it kind of feels like to me they just been trying to survive and just get through the season,
Mm-hmm.
and that I guess that means they're going to get their doors blown off in the playoffs. By the way, Siakam, is he doing anything for these guys?
Yeah, man. I mean, well, lately it took Siakam a little while to kind of get worked into the offense and to get used to the new guys, but I feel like as of the past 2 or 3 weeks, he's been playing a little better, especially like scoring wise. His scoring is up, his rebounds are up. So I would say that lately he has been pretty good for them. Yeah.
I wonder, I wonder if they're going to really like give him the max like that after the season. It's kind of doesn't seem to be affecting them in the standings either way. So, but
Yeah.
they traded for him, so I don't know. They're just going to let him walk. I don't know.
No,
We'll
they're
see.
gonna
We'll
pay him.
see.
I would assume they kind of have to pay him. I think. Excuse me. Because
I
I
mean,
mean,
is Buddy doing anything for the Sixers? I forgot about that trade.
I mean, he was at first. He was kind of came out firing for them, like averaging like 4 threes a game, 18, 19 a game, and then they moved him to the bench, and he's just been there. I don't know, man. Buddy Hield seems to piss people off everywhere he goes. So
He probably he must like stank or something. Like yeah, it just seems like guys don't like him. He musty or something. I don't know. Like he don't put deodorant on or something. They're like
that's
they don't
crazy.
fuck with Buddy, man. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm not gonna say that's the reason, but that's absolutely hilarious. But I don't know, bro. It seems like in New Orleans and Sac in Indiana and Philly, like it all starts off fine, and all of a sudden he's playing off the bench and he's angry and he's just not doing anything anymore. I don't know. I don't know. Um, yeah, I mean, I did read a report from the Athletic that Buddy Hield was basically like, because Indiana is not trying to pay me, they need to just let me go. Like they need to trade me, and this is like a year
Yeah,
ago.
he was saying that for years, like for a
Yeah.
bunch of years.
Yeah, but whatever. Yeah. Let's talk about the playing teams real quick. The 7 and 8 seed is currently Miami and Philly. I mean, we've kind of talked about them both to an extent already, but I mean, it feels like both of our temperatures are similar with Miami. Like they're kind of just like whatever with the regular season. As long as we get into playoffs, we're gonna just turn it up. Philly, on the other hand, I think Philly's in trouble, brother. I really do. I don't think Joel Embiid can save them. They look that bad without Embiid. Now, obviously, when he was there and he was fully healthy and he was rolling, this team looked competent. Like it looked like everybody knew their roles, which was to give the ball to Embiid and get the fuck out of the way, and shoot when I pass to you. Other than that, it just seems like nobody knows what they're doing now. Even Tyrese Maxey, like Tyrese Maxey is just like, I don't know if I need to score 30. I don't know if I need to get 10 assists to get other guys open. And like it's hard. Like when you've never been the guy, and then all of a sudden it's just like, okay, it's your turn, do it. You're just like, whoa, like wait a minute, like okay. So
Especially
like,
because his role was to kind of just score and like do his
yeah,
thing. He didn't really have to like lead the team and didn't have to like really play make that much. Like kind
mm-hmm,
of he's more of a secondary playmaker.
mm-hmm,
So yeah, just more on his shoulders. And it's like, well, you could continue doing what you was doing. I mean, he's still been having a great season. His numbers are pretty much the same before and after Embiid, but it's just they need you to do more. They need you, and they need you to lead. They need you to take over when it's winning time, and stop the runs and stuff like that. All the things that a superstar is supposed to do, and you're not quite there yet.
mm-hmm. Which that's no shade to Tyrese Maxey. He's still a really good young player. He's probably going to win Most Improved this year. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I have no faith in Philly, bro. Like even if Embiid comes back, which at this point, what is he going to play? Like 3 or 4 games before the season ends, maybe, and then they're going right into the playoffs to probably face either Milwaukee or Boston. Ah, yeah, they're getting swept.
I'm gonna
They're
be
good
honest,
stuff.
man. I never really was that high on Philly this year. I mean, to me, I was a
Really?
little surprised that they were as good as they were. I mean, I just gave Embiid all the credit,
Hmm.
basically, because he was averaging what 37 a game or something crazy, and
Something ridiculous like that. Yeah.
um, so, but I just didn't feel like, we've seen Embiid in the playoffs. He's not to say he's not still a good player, but like his efficiency is down, and he's always battling injuries and stuff. I was always just like, keep that same energy in the playoffs. Basically, let's see you dominate
Hmm.
the playoffs. I'm rooting for him to do it, but he just is always something. And now this year he's going to be tending to his knee and worrying about his conditioning or whatever. In this case, he might hurt his other knee because he's overcompensating. As always seems to happen with him too. So
Hmm.
I don't know, man. It's like at this point in his career, or maybe it's always been this way in his career. He has such overwhelming talent to be a number one, and now he's got his MVP. Maybe he needs to think about, I need to be on a team that somebody can help carry throughout the season, and I'm kind of just be able to make it after the All Star game and through the closing stretch and be there for the playoffs. Basically, I need to be on a team where maybe he'll never play 65 games again. Okay,
Hmm.
maybe he'll never get an end of season award, but maybe he needs to just be healthy enough, load manage enough to just be able to make it and be healthy for the playoffs. So I
Hmm.
think for his career, he to really be to solidify his career. I mean, he's always going to have that injury prone flag. It's always going to be like, what if like this could have been a guy that got 25,000 points in his career, but probably not going to happen just because he's not going to hit the games amounts. He could have had crazy career numbers, but it's probably not going to happen. But maybe he could just be remembered as like his overwhelming talent and things he could do when he was on the floor. If he could actually win a championship and etch his name in history, I think he needs to get that.
I agree. I agree. Well said. The 9 to 10 seed is the Bulls and the Hawks. I don't think anybody expects much from either one of these teams. I don't know how much time we need to spend on them, but
I
yeah,
would just say
they're
both
both
teams are
trash.
at a crossroads, and I really hope they both make some major moves this summer to shake things up. Cause come on, like y'all been in the play in not for with no hope of doing shit for like the last 3 4 years, so it's not working.
It's not working.